So I've tried to gear away from a lot of leaks. A couple months ago, I made a couple videos talking about the Switch 2 and my hopes for it, and eventually I'm going to make a video kind of sending off the original Switch when we get the inevitable announcement of the Nintendo Switch 2 confirmed sometime within the next couple months. If you don't know, back last year, Nintendo themselves came out, and the president of Nintendo himself came out and confirmed that by the end of the fiscal year, which is March 2025, we will know more about the Switch 2. And it's getting to the point now where every single day it feels like the Switch 2 has some sort of leak or rumor that's practically confirmed. Now, what I'm going to talk about here are two separate leaks and instances of leaks, so I'll leave the articles in the description. Take everything I say in this video with a grain of salt because none of this is confirmed. However, one of them, I will give my very strong personal belief that it is pretty much the confirmed look or size of the Switch 2. But again, I want to put that out there because none of this is confirmed. Nintendo might even take down this video if I said otherwise, but this is all for educational purposes, Nintendo ninjas, so don't come after me here. The first rumor I want to mention really quick, there's not going to be an article for this one in the description, but there was a lot of rumors coming out that maybe this week was going to be a big Nintendo announcement. There was a lot of prominent leakers that were coming out and saying that Nintendo was gearing up for something, and it looks like it was for Xenoblade Chronicles X's trailer. So that was the announcement for this week, but there's still a chance that we get some sort of, hey, tomorrow we're gonna show you the new console, because I believe that's what they did with the original Switch. They came out with a tweet saying, hey, tomorrow we're gonna be doing the next generation of Nintendo Switch stuff. So, or I guess the next generation of Nintendo hardware is what they said, but anyway, not the point. So a few days back, there was CES, which I believe is a convention where there are a lot of different tech companies. I don't know that much about it. I know that someone watching this video will and will correct me in the comments, so go ahead and look for it down there. But at this event, there was a company, a small-ish company known as Genki. Now, that is sarcasm because Genki is one of the bigger accessory development places for the original Nintendo Switch. Now, there are so many different accessories that people own for the Switch, right? I own a whole bunch of different grips for it. There's a whole bunch of them. Genki makes a bunch of different controllers and accessories and things. And a lot of these things are sold with Nintendo gear. So they're directly in Nintendo places. Like at Best Buy, if you go to the Nintendo section, you're probably going to see something made by Genki. So these people have the in with Nintendo. At CES, they showed a mock-up of the Switch 2. Now, this wasn't something that anyone could just like walk up and experience. This was behind closed doors. They were trying to show, I guess, investors, or I guess they were showing some members of the public different accessories that they were building for this mock-up. And the mock-up is essentially a 3D print of a lot of leaked blueprints that have happened over the last couple months. It does a lot of things that the blueprints and rumors have said. For example, the biggest is with the Joy-Cons. If you have a Nintendo Switch, you know that the Joy-Cons, you click a little button, you slide it up, you slide it back down. It's on like some sort of railing system. The newer Switch apparently is going to have a more magnet attached to it. And in the mock-up videos that you can find online, I'm not going to put them in this video because I don't want to get strike down. You can see that they untach and reattach pretty much magnetically. And this console has been such an open secret for so long, and a lot of people already know what the leaks are. This could really just be Genki looking up leaks and making a mock-up, but to me, I think it's a lot more than that. Especially because the Genki CEO came out and said that they didn't expect to get so much media attention. I feel like that's not true. I feel like you have to know that you're going to get a lot of attention if you're showing a mock-up. Maybe this is a whole big misdirection, but I'm not going to sit here and conspiracize with you. This is what my strongest opinions are for anything in this video. I think that there's some truth to this. Now, I also think it is very possible that Nintendo okayed Genki to do this because I don't think that Genki would be able to show a mock-up without Nintendo's permission. Maybe the Switch 2 does look very different than this because this does just kind of look like a bigger Switch. Some parts of it are a little more circular, but this came right after the big news that I talked about with the Pokemon leak the other day, where there was a bunch of leaks and rumors about the power level of this console, and there's been more about the battery life and things like that. And then the CEO of Genki also confirmed details, like randomly, about the magnetic Joy-Cons and optical sensors within these new Joy-Cons, which essentially will make it so they could work like a computer mouse. Also confirmed that the Switch 2 is slim enough to fit in the current docking systems that we have, but it's not going to be compatible with them. Now, again, the entire purpose of Genki doing this was to show off accessories that they are currently developing behind closed doors. And they passed this mock-up around and they let attendees inspect it, and they had to have known that people were going to be looking at this entire thing and taking videos and posting them online. The biggest things about this mock-up is that it is increased in size and it's pretty close to the Steam Deck size. It seems like the Joy-Cons are magnetic, like I already talked about. There is a second USB-C port, and there's that button that's labeled with a C. Eddie Tsai, the CEO, went to The Verge and confirmed a bunch of details. So I'll leave, again, this article in the description. I think it's so funny that this is how we are getting the most information about the Switch 2. And then really quick, I'll just throw in here that there was another leaker, 91, I think it's mobiles. I'm not too sure. I can't speak English for the life of me. But essentially on the 9th of January, which is today, he tweeted 4 different renders of a Switch 2. And he said, scoop alert, here's a sneak peek at the Nintendo Switch 2 design and then the renders. This looks very similar to the mock-up that Genki showed around, but this one is more just kind of someone posting renders. We've had people posting renders. I mean, one of the biggest Nintendo Switch YouTubers, Beat 'em Ups, made a Switch 2 dedication video where he had someone on Fiverr make up a Switch 2 and how he thinks it would look. So this is not something new. This is not confirmed details by any way, shape, or form. I would take this one with the most grain of salt because, again, we have so many quote-unquote leakers coming out and just posting renders that they've made about what they think the Switch 2 will be. Although this one does look a lot like the Genki one. So again, I could be wrong and this could be exactly what we get. We just don't know. And it's unfortunate because it's getting to the point where the Switch 2 is just leaking and leaking and leaking, and Nintendo isn't saying anything about it. The last thing they've really said about the Switch 2 is that it's coming sometime this year and that it's going to be backwards compatible with software. And that's fine. Like, that's totally okay for them to be saying these things. At the same time, when things like this start leaking, I think it's time to wrap it up and start showing us something. But I'm not trying to be impatient or anything, because really, I'm going to throw money at them regardless for this, because the Switch is my most played and used console of all time. I've used it more than my PC, and I'm on my PC every day. So let me know what you thought about these two instances in the comment section down below. Again, I'm sorry I didn't show any of the Genki video stuff. I just don't want to. I don't want to risk that. I like this YouTube channel, and I don't want Nintendo to kill me for it. So I will leave the articles that I talked about in the description down below. But if you do go find them, come back to this video and let me know what you think. It's really easy. If you just look up Genki Switch 2, you will be able to find it on Google Images. If you have some features that you hope that the Switch 2 has, also leave those in the comment section down below. It's fun. We're at that point where just speculating is fun at this point, since we kind of know what the console's going to be. If you're going to pre-order the Switch 2 as well, let me know in the comment section down below. If you're going to be like me, fighting against scalpers, I know that Nintendo has come out and said they're just going to make them enough so scalpers have no effect. We'll see how good that is. Anyways, this has been Nate, otherwise known as Wicked, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.